Good afternoon and welcome to BDTV Roundtable, where we discuss issues within the political, social, and economic space of the Nigerian nation and beyond. Today, there are two issues that we have to discuss, and these are the resignation of the former APC chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje, and of course the reconciliation between Governor Fubara and his political boss, Nyesom Wike. On Friday, the nation was shocked to see a resignation letter from the former APC chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje, who cited health reasons for his resignation. But of course, since Ganduje's resignation, many people have come up with so many discussions as to the real reason why he has resigned. Though the former APC chairman said he's on the health ground, but so many people are, reading so many meaning to it. 2027, realignment within the APC and all of that, interest and all of that. Today, we're going to discuss that with, I have with me to discuss some of this issue, the Sunday editor of BusinessDay newspaper, Mr. Zebulon Agomo.
Viewers, you're welcome.
And of course, the usual, our usual guest, Mr. Chukwuruku. You are welcome.
It's my pleasure to be here again.
Chukwuruku is assistant editor on BusinessDay. Gentlemen, you are welcome. Zell, I should start with you. Like I've said in my introduction, former APC chairman Ganduje resigned on Friday, and so many people are shocked. I mean, for so many Nigerians, they didn't see this coming, and so people are really wondering what's going on within the APC rather. He has said he's on health grounds. But there's so many insinuations that people here and there, whether it is truly on health ground, whether it is, some people have said, oh, the realignment of interest within the APC, and some people have said, oh, look, this is a preparatory to 2027 election and all of that. Maybe I should start with them by asking you, what is your reading of the resignation of Ganduje, the former APC chairman?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Joshua Bassi, for inviting me to this roundtable. Nigerian politics, as we go into 2027, this is one of the, when a caterpillar is coming, there will be a vibration. Yes, far away from even where the caterpillar is. So the vibration, you begin to feel it. Assuming the vibration, the caterpillar is coming. At the gate there, you'll be feeling the vibration. The resignation is one of the vibrations we are likely going to see and going to feel as we approach 2027. Politicians are aligning and realigning forces. APC, if you recall what happened 2 Sundays ago in Gombe State during the meeting of the northwestern groups of APC, where Ganduje was trying to adopt and promote the second tenure of the president, leaving out the name of the current Vice President Shettima, which really resulted in a brawl. And I think that also led to what happened on Friday, because not many people at that event took that thing lightly. In fact, Ganduje was reportedly sneaked out of the venue.
Yeah.
Now, Shettima, it had been rumored over time that there is skirmish between him and his boss, the president. Though the presidency has over time also denied the love lost between the two. But things are working to show that actually what was reported was real. the reading of the resignation is that, you know, the presidency is said to be aligning towards Kwankwaso, who is from Kano State, and Ganduje also from Kano State. And Kwankwaso will not be comfortable to come back. He's being wooed to rejoin the APC fold. Yeah. And he will not be comfortable coming back to APC with Ganduje as the national chairman. So what the president simply did was just advise Ganduje to resign so that it will create opportunity for Kwankwaso to come in. And Kwankwaso is also being rumored to be primed for the vice presidency in 2027. So it's all these politics. Like I said, vibrations, a lot of them will continue as we march towards 2027. So it's all about politics, and we are going to see more of that.
Let's look at Kwankwaso and Ganduje. One would have thought that the two of them, you know, coming together would be a plus to. I don't know whether, because some people have said that this resignation could see Ganduje exiting APC. Mm-hmm. I don't know whether you have also heard that allegation, that this might mean that he will eventually exit the APC, and because he may not be able to, you know, coexist, so to say, with the Kwankwaso coming into the APC.
No.
I don't know whether
okay.
you have.
I think let me just add to what you have said so far on the reasons for the exit of the former chairman. You know, since that Friday, a lot of permutations have been going on. People have been speculating that since no reason was really given, except what the market itself said that going because somebody was making mockery of that, saying, you know that once you are from 50 to 70, you know that you must always get ready for your health. Why is he not ready for himself? Because at this point that is
yes.
So, but a lot of reasons have been adduced for why Ganduje had to leave. One is just the point has raised here on the issue of Kwankwaso. Then, if you look at the APC zoning structure, I learned that the position of chairmanship of the party is zoned to the North Central.
Yeah.
And if you remember that the immediate past, the man who was chairman of that party before Ganduje was Abdullahi Adamu,
yes,
who also resigned. And Abdullahi was the former governor of Nasarawa State.
Yes.
So that is North Central. Expectation was that his replacement
will come from that North Central.
But it did not happen like that. Rather, Ganduje from
Kano,
Northwest,
Northwest,
came and replaced this man. So it is being rumored that the Northeast people, Northeast politicians, have actually been mounting pressure on easing Ganduje out so that they could take their rightful position. That somebody from that zone should come and replace. And if you see the posturing within the party now, as per who will replace Ganduje,
Darie is being primed, and
Almakura, and then the present SGF.
Okay,
Akume.
George Akume.
But people say that the odds are against some of them. So Almakura is actually the favored candidate for that position now. That is as per the Northeast. There's also another speculation that Ganduje have been corrupt in that position. They cited the issue of the Anambra State where they say they have collected a lot of money from
candidates.
And then he has working against Tinubu and even APC himself. One person came up this morning as I was watching one program and said that Ganduje was a move in APC, even though that is very difficult to sustain that kind of argument. That they sent him from NNPP. He was working for NNPP, that he should go and make sure that things don't work well in APC. That's a very contentious issue. But the truth remains that Ganduje is out, and there's no way his exit has no
implications
especially for APC. And the way he just left, one would suggest that reason that perhaps he may exit, he may leave the party.
Yes.
There's that possibility. Because if Kwankwaso actually comes in, and they say it was the one standing against Kwankwaso coming into APC. So his going out was just to free the road for Kwankwaso to come into APC.
It's not taking words from your mouth. You see, Nigerian brand of politicians do not resign and just go and sit down. They are there, they hang in there no matter what happens. So far, they are relevant. Yeah. So just to disabuse the mind of anybody thinking that tomorrow Ganduje will go because he was told to resign, in quotes. So Ganduje will continue to run around because it pays him better to be in the circle of government than just to go home and sit down. It is urgent because what we are hearing is that he will be sent abroad as an ambassador. And that means they must have sent him to go there and just rest. So, but pending when that announcement will be made, it is naive to be thinking that he will just go home. Whatever. Because don't forget that the federal government is powerful and the president is powerful. He will just call two of them to a meeting and reconcile them. Look at what is happening between Wike and Fubara today, which we are going to also touch on. Politicians do not just go back, particularly when they are seen to be relevant. They cannot just go down and fizzle out just like that. So that's just to disabuse the mind of people who may be thinking like that. But don't also forget that at the moment, there might be crisis of succession. The Borno APC is not taking it lying low that Shetima will not going to come back because they feel so bad about it. Particularly the governor, Zulum, was not happy when he read the handwriting that it appears that this is a concluded matter, that Shetima will not be there. At that meeting, he reportedly, in fact, incited some people to begin to go rowdy. So then Borno is also very important in the scheme of things in APC. So the presidency will do everything possible, and the president in person will do everything possible to placate all the blocks.
And don't forget, all these things that are happening now, just as you call it vibrations, are just preparatory to 2027. And the APC, knowing that it has not performed well, has not done well. I think there's a normal election. They cannot go. That's why you see them pulling from every angle, everywhere, to make sure that they stabilize or have a formidable standing going into 2027, into the election. So whatever you are seeing now, even the reconciliation of which we are actually going to talk about, it's not all connected with 2027 because they cannot go into the election fragmented. You know, as if the party is just cruising or cruising along.
Yes.
They also have their own challenges, and as much as possible, the president in particular being a very astute politician, he knows what to do at any point in time. And for him, of course, name your price, and then
he will pay.
He will pay.
One of the reasons people have cited for Tinubu tilting toward Northwest, Gano in particular, is because of the numbers.
The numbers.
Because of the numbers. Do you share that sentiment?
Of course, the Kano in the Northwest is a very formidable state. If you look at the population of Kano, it's about 3 of the states in the Southeast, or 2 less. So if you get that state, you are already in for something good at the election. And the choice of Kwankwaso is because of his movement, established the Kwankwaso movement that has proven over the years that they are solidly behind this man. And they have done a lot. Look at, with all the push and all the strength of the APC in 2023, the party was not able to get that state. So Kwankwaso put his feet down, and the people rewarded his efforts. The Kano people rewarded his effort over the years by returning that place. Just the only state that was won by NNPP. So it's a feat, and that's why the president does not want to take it for granted that there's a man there that we need to curry his favor and woo him to our side.
But do you really think that's the point? Because I've also heard people say, look, that in 2023, that Kano as a state actually rejected APC, and that was the reason why NNPC, came and that again in 2027, of course, because they feel that the APC has not even done well at all under Tinubu, that they will also reject APC in 2027,
of course,
right? And so whether Ganduje, is it really a good thing for Ganduje moving to APC? Do you think that will give APC
it's a shift, a major shift? You see?
Because it's about the people, Yes, Ganduje has a large followership, but do you think the people will actually go with him or want to vote APC because he has moved to APC? Because they rejected APC. That what was so in 2027 was able to succeed with NNPC because the people of Kano rejected APC. And under Tinubu, we are clearly seeing the handwriting, like they say, handwritings on the wall in the north. They are, I've also heard people say, look, they will also reject APC again in 2027. So are you sure Kwankwaso will be able to give them the numbers they're looking for?
May not be,
because it's about the people.
He may not be as popular as he was if he moves to APC. I don't think he will be as popular. Because I heard somebody on television also say that it's good for them that Kwankwaso is moving to APC.
He's moving out. Yeah.
That he have been, he betrayed them. He have been accused of even anti-party activities. Yeah. And that's why APC feels comfortable trading Ganduje for him. It means he have been actually doing some underground work with APC or flirting with them. For APC to feel so comfortable to say, oh, you, our national chairman, step aside while we bring in that person. Of course, Kwankwaso coming into APC is a big plus because of his clout, political clout. But no, it remains to be seen whether those people who have been following him will actually follow him to APC when the time comes. And especially being for the fact that somebody from their state also have been sacrificed from that height because of him. So it's a very dicey situation for them in Kano particularly. Because Ganduje, no matter how, you remember that he was a former governor too of that same state. So it's not a push, it's not just a scalar quantity, according to my friend. It's not a scalar quantity at all. So that man also is a formidable force and may have a large following. Some people might even follow him on sympathy basis because of the way he has been treated. If you want to bring in somebody from somewhere, you have to sacrifice a big fish. And for as far as Kano people are concerned, having their son as a party of the ruling party, it's not a joke. So nobody knows. It's difficult to actually conclude here that by 2027 it's going to be an easy ride for APC in Kano State. Unless Kwankwaso, being the godfather of the present governor, can pull the string, tell him it's either you go my way or the way Eno did in Akwa Ibom. If you are not going with me, just resign. And politicians can be that powerful. So it's difficult to say what actually is going to happen because of if Kwankwaso actually comes in as a vice presidential candidate with
as
Tinubu as
rumor,
being rumored.
yeah.
Yes.
Because dropping Shetima
Yes. For
it's a newcomer.
Yes.
It's a newcomer.
Like which Zeb said, it will also pose another challenge.
Yes, it's another
for
challenge for
APC.
APC in that the same north.
Yes,
but the whole of Northeast.
Yes.
Because Zulum, for instance, is worshipped almost in that part of the country because he's doing a lot for their people, for his people. So it is neither here nor there.
Yes, what I would want to say, two things. You know, they are doing all these things now that we have a year plus. So by the time they install or they establish that Kwankwasho is coming and is in the party, they begin to do real reconciliation.
According to
all those people that felt
aggrieved,
they will start going back there and doing one or two things. Again, in Kano State, they don't have a critical mass that can analyze things. That's where you have all these Amajiris. The voting masses there don't have the capacity. I'm sorry to say this on air. Many of them don't have the capacity to analyze things. That's why you see the way they vote in the north. Reportedly, there are children.
One direction.
One direction. So just let follow voting pattern. So if you are here thinking that because Ganduje may have been ill-treated, in quotes, by virtue of stampeding on him to resign, he will get some sympathy from the people. When the time comes, the federal government, because he wants certain things from Kano, we do a lot of things to placate them, and they may forget all these things before them. One question is followed like a court in Kano and being respected by the people of no matter what happens. So I believe that by the time we get closer to election, whatever we are talking about now, event may not hold water, because event must have taken over the way. They are looking at another side of the thing, of the coin entirely. So it's left to be seen what is going. But if the party, if the president has made up his mind that he wants Kwankwasho, I'm not sure that whatever we are discussing here today will stop it. So that is the truth.
All right, so let's wait and see what happens as we count towards 2027, whether indeed Kwankwasho will come in and replace Shetima as running. But again, I mean, just before we move away and move to the other, we've seen there is this thing that we've seen with Tinubu. Yeah, the trend we've seen with Tinubu. While he was governor in Lagos, 1999 to 2007.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2007. He ran with three different deputy governors. So are we going to see the same thing? Tinubu as the president. I mean, if he drops Shetima and then pick another person, so it's like as far as Tinubu is concerned, it's like a pattern. His own brand of politics, but we wait and see what happens.
But you know, Tinubu is a very tactical politician. Tactical, I mean, is that he likes to placate people.
Yes.
He likes placating people as a way of moving forward for himself. Because if you see his pattern of politics in Lagos, everybody you have to take your share, but for a short while. You have your tenure for a short while, so as you can go round.
Of all the deputy governors he work with, it's only Kuforola Bokno that is not.
That has not gone back.
To him.
Yes. All the two others have been fraternizing and enjoying themselves.
It is possible there was an agreement. You will stay here for a short while.
Particularly Femi Pedro fell out with him.
Yes, they all came back.
Anyway, so let's wait, and like I said, we wait and see what will play out in the APC as they enjoy themselves. Just before we round off, you know, interestingly, we have seen Fubara and Wike now coming together and then pushing behind them, their disagreement, and you are asking, okay, the president played a big role here. I mean, he brought the two of them together and then they talked to them, and so they some concession. Okay, fine. But again, people are asking, Fubara, if you could, concede to this level, for God's sake, why didn't you concede all along? So why allow Rivers to suffer what Rivers State has suffered so far, and then you are coming back to the same point where you remember the first move by the president to reconcile the two of them when they gave him there was this agenda there, and he reneged. He could not implement all of that. But we are seeing another agreement, even though people are now saying, look, it will mean that Wike will be the one to nominate the 23 local government chairmen, allegedly, because nobody has clearly seen.
It's not in the open.
There's also Fubara will not be allowed to go for second term.
Yes.
There's also then, so it's as if it's the same thing that we refused to agree to in the past, that is coming to agree to. Really, and so you are asking, so this is all about Wike and Fubara, and of course the president, because in all of this, the president interest is there as far as 2027 is concerned. So the question now is, what is in it for the River State people?
So what we are seeing here is a case of Lebaba and 10 tips. You see, the interest of the people is not even being discussed. Fubara say it pays to
no sacrifice is
no
too much.
sacrifice is too much for the people. There is no sacrifice. Look at what the people have gone through. In the first place, what brought us or brought Rivers to the point it is today is because of selfishness.
Yeah.
At the point, Wike and Fubara struck the deal to feed Fubara as the governor. I'm not sure that many people in the Rivers were comfortable with it at that point, because they felt at that time that Wike was using Fubara to hide his whatever wealth he must have amassed from the state coffers. Then came Fubara as the governor. Every one of politicians is not being truthful when he or she is telling you that they are working in the interest of God. Somebody defined politics as a gathering of people that are pretending to provide governance, but for selfish reasons, selfish interest. That selfish interest is why we were somewhere yesterday. Some of the editors were saying, if they were in Fubara's shoes, they would not go into this kind of agreement he went into at the weekend. A situation where, as a governor, you don't have the power. Someone will be appointed. So, like you noted in your introductory remarks, you said, why was he kicking in the first place? He should have done all this
from the very beginning.
But again, people should not continue to play God. The former governor is playing God to this stream. And people should also know that it is only God, the Almighty, that has the last say. But what is happening in River State is absurd. And it's a slap on the faces of Nigerians that this kind of thing should be happening in the 23rd century of the country. So I condemn what is happening. It's not agreement. It's not a reconciliation in the interest of the people of Rivers. It's a reconciliation in the interest of the politicians. Yes. Let them continue plundering the place. That is all that I want to say there. There is nothing going on. And as Fubara comes in there, they continue what they know how to do.
I think
democracy, they say, is the government of the people, by the people, for the people, and by the people. So, what is playing out in River State, can we really call this democracy for the people? Because, why I'm asking this question is because we saw the president, suspending a democratically elected governor. and of course a democratically elected State House of Assembly, and appointing a sole administrator. Of course, the president has the power to appoint the sole administrator according to as the powers given to him by the Constitution, section 305. But as to whether the president can suspend a democratically elected governor has been the issue in contention. But here's where I'm going. The 11 PDP governors actually went to the Supreme Court to challenge that suspension. But we've seen, I don't know, a delay, so to say, and that case has not come up until this issue now has been resolved, so to say. Are we really practicing democracy, Mr. Roku? Is there democracy as it were in
what
Rivers
is happening in Rivers can be likened to what you see in the theater of the absurd. In a theater where just stupid people are busy entertaining their audience, and they are clapping, laughing, or as the case may be. But in this case, it's a very serious matter. Serious in the sense that when you talk about democracy without the people, it's no longer democracy. Because one had expected that if you are reconciling contending people who are in disagreement over the governance of a state, there are stakeholders in that state
that should be there,
that should be part of the reconciliation. That reconciliation should have involved political leaders in a river state. It should have even involved traditional rulers in the state. Then perhaps the speaker or the leader of the house, rather than the entire 27 members of the legislature, and then the governor and a total outsider. Because if you do things according to democracy, Wike has finished whatever business he had in Rivers and moved on. He would have been more tolerable.
He's a stakeholder.
He would have even been because he claims,
just like Odele and Amechi,
because he claims he owns the state. That's where the definition of his own stake, where he holds the stake in the state. But for them, only 3 of them, the president, the suspended governor, and Wike, and then the other people, to go and say, oh, we have put everything behind us. And the person who was addressing the people or addressing the press was Wike.
Not so the sitting governor.
As far as Wike is concerned, that place is his a personal estate. And he's using it the way he likes. I have put you here to look after this my house. Why are you using the house just anyhow without telling me what you are doing there? So as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing like democracy in Rivers. Whether it is from the point of view of what the president has done, or how Fubara came in, as my colleague have pointed out, or the activities of the FCT minister in that state, who should have finished his tenure as he has, moved on to become a minister at the federal level. Yet, your interest, your presence, your influence is still weighing down on the state. And you are the one to dictate what the state governor, who was elected by the people, even though you actually brought the man. But you introduce, oh, if you like this person, elect him as your governor. And the people did. So if you are going to do anything for that state, because you think that you love the state more than the people, you cannot. You can't say that you love the state more than the people. So the people of Rivers State are the big losers in the whole of this equation, because whatever Fubara tells them that no sacrifice is too much to make in order to have peace in Rivers. What peace? What a fragile peace. What a peace without foundation. He can do something tomorrow again, and we will take offense, and the president might still come back and wear the big stick.
Yes.
So, but if the people were involved in that negotiation, that settlement, then it becomes something more dependable, something more solid, and then people can now say, "Oh, we actually have peace in a Rivers."
Okay, I wanted to ask you, just to add to what you want to say. Do you see the people of Rivers State rising against, because as it is today, we don't know
what anybody is thinking.
because in 2027, whether it is PDP that will
take over,
whether the people will decide to go with the PDP, which has been the party, the dominant party in the Rivers State, has been a dominant party since 1999. Yeah. Whether you see the people because of maybe feel aggrieved and then move to another party, I don't know. What's your reading?
You see, before I answer, what they have done is that they have succeeded cowing the governor. If they bring him back, he will be operating from the standpoint of fear. He will not be taking the right decisions. Practical decisions. If he wants to do something, he will be mindful and say, what am I going to do? Now, that is where the people come in. What are they going to get in a situation, in such a situation? Because the governor is no longer himself. All the projects he was doing at that time, without anybody, without looking over his shoulder, this time, no project. He will just be minded, of course, he had been told there's no second term for him. What he'll be
allegedly,
yeah. What he'll be mindful of is just to see how much he
can make for himself.
Okay, going by the nature of the governors or the political office holders we have in Nigeria, what he will be concerned with is about just seeing what he can get for himself. So the people's future, the people's progress, the people's interests have been mortgaged. If you listen to Nkyo, you know Nkyo, the human rights activist there. The woman is livid with anger. Each time she speaks about the goings on in rivers, she speaks with bile. No human being with very good conscience will tell you that what is happening in rivers is a very good thing. So the rapprochement, so to say, is not in the interest of the people. Let me restate. The people are just going to fold their arms and be watching because it's a state that has been conquered. And now the federal government under APC is bent on taking over that place by crook or hooks. So there is no point anybody debating it because it's a foregone thing. It's a sacrosanct. That state has gone. Of course, in a situation, in a place where elections do not go by what people decide, go by the decision of the people at the ballot. It depends on how many talks did you mobilize
the level of
to carry ballot buses and all that. The violence you can unleash on the people. This is what determines who wins the election in the country at the moment, unfortunately. And we are talking about electoral act reform. I was asking, who are the people reforming electoral act? So there is no reformation as long as the people who are beneficiaries of this fraud, the mafias, are the people in charge. What are they reforming? They need to reform themselves first before they talk about reforming electoral act.
They would rather allow the things
because
to remain.
When they get to the field, they begin to they still believe that we are in charge. They will not give the people the opportunity to exercise their franchise and pick whoever they want to lead them. They will impose themselves and get the victory at the poll.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Zeb and Mr. Uruku, for a very insightful discussion. I think just as we want to wrap, I want to believe that with the reconciliation, that the people of Rivers State will now see maybe some level of benefit of governance, because maybe when it comes in now, if maybe before the 6 months or maybe after the 6 months or before the 6 months, because
you still have up to 2 months to go.
Yeah, it still has up to 2 months. So we want to believe that maybe after 6 months of the state of emergency, and he is brought back to power, or if the president decides to be magnanimous, to say, okay, I wouldn't allow the 6 months, you can come. You want to believe that the people of Rivers State will begin to see some level of governance in Rivers, because actually Rivers State has suffered. You recall that the crisis between Wike and the Fubara started just months after inauguration. So really, we have not really seen that level of benefit that the people of Rivers State should have seen in a democracy, given the fact that Rivers State it should do well. It's an oil producing state, and the money they have, they should be able to impact life. Because for us, it's about impacting the people. That's what governance is all about. So while we wait and hope that Fubara will be brought back, our desire is that the people of Rivers State will be the one to benefit from his coming back, hopefully. Thank you so very much. This is where we draw the curtain of Business Day Roundtable. We want to thank you for watching, and please stay tuned until we come your way next time. My name is Joshua Bass. Thank you.